In this video, I'm going to show you the power level Adventure Spright has, what it does against Tearlament, what it does against other decks, and why I think it's going to be one of the best decks in the room, and potentially the winner for YCS Utrecht. Stay tuned. Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're doing an update video for my Adventure Spright deck profile, which you can go and watch if you want to know the in-depth combos and guide about the deck. But in this video, I'll go through the matchups and some commentary over matches like Tearlament and other meta and rogue matchups. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so if you can share this video, that would be great. I'm really excited to get into this one, so we won't waste any time. Let's just get straight into it, and I'll show you exactly why I think Adventure Spright will be one of the best decks. So coming up first, we have this replay against, well, Tearlament. I'm going first, and I'm building my adventure board. Now, so far, the combo's going pretty well. My opponent has Nibiru, and I actually don't remember how I played around this one, but we'll see exactly how. I'm guessing I'm guessing the Griffin Negate is live, as well as the Gigantic soon. So we'll see here. Okay, I don't fall for the trap of eating up the Haviness Negate, which I'm starting to realize Tearlament players can use as their imperm for the Nib imperm combo, which is crazy. But here we go. This is what Spright is known for. Getting rid of the Nibiru. We slap that rock right out of the sky with Gigantic Spright, which is funny because they're both like huge monsters. This is the combo where we get the Toad. Yes, Ronin is banned, but I really think we don't need... NANI? No, we obviously need Ronin, but, you know, we can play without Ronin is the point, right? So here we go, we just continue the combo. I've done a Toad Negate on his Danger Nessie. I'm just kind of scared of that card and the potential it brings. Also, I'm very confident with the Elf. Because he has a body on field, I can bring back the Toad anyway, so that's why I threw out that Negate. Now I've negated his Rhino and his Nessie, but he still managed to combo with Sharon, which is a really strong card anyway. But this is really cool. I made sure to time, right? I made sure to time my Underworld in the best way so that I can stop the Kit Kalos. And that's exactly what's happening now. Because he's turn priority, his effect of Kit Kalos' summon effect goes first. Because I'm not turn priority, my one goes second. And it works out perfectly. So I'll click play. And man, this is amazing stuff. Because Toad also adds a follow-up. He goes to battle phase. Obviously that doesn't do anything. And the opponent surrenders because he knows he can't really do anything. So that was a really cool replay. We'll move on to the other one. Okay, so I seem to name this replay Daigusto for the win. You know how every YuGiOh player has their favorite card that they love talking about in teching? It was cross-out designator for the longest time. But anyways, we're watching this PUNK Tearlament player combo off. And the combo's pretty good. I like to think it's still decent. Yeah, Chaos Dragon is banned and that combo was kind of nuts, to be honest. But they have an Ogre follow-up and the Synchro always comes back when an opponent interacts with the PUNK monsters. So it makes you think if this is another potential tier 1.5, tier 2 deck. But anyways, here's my turn. We're doing the, you know, standard Brave combo. I know he has Ogre because he searched it, so I have to deal with that, but I might as well trigger the Ogre as well at the same time. Spright Blue, of course. Actually, one thing I want to shout out, with Ogre, you can use the Adventure, you can use Faithful Adventure as like a shield for the Gigantic Spright, which is really cool. And I think that's what happens in this replay. So we combo off a little bit more. We do the Gamma Burst because you know what's about to come. And that's the OTK. Here we go. Elf. Elf brings out blue. And then we go into the Daigusto Phoenix, which one of my favorite cards again. I've already mentioned that. And then we go into the battle phase. Elf attack. Daigusto Phoenix attacks. Well, we do the smashes to guarantee the OTK. Close to OTK at least. And boom, there we go. Daigusto Phoenix, the main man himself. I don't know if he's a man, he's a dinosaur. But yeah, that was one replay. Another replay just showing how strong the Adventure Line is, what it does, what it facilitates, what it baits out. And I think that's a really important part because, you know, a lot of people talk about how Spright is a one-card combo, blah, blah, blah. It's not a one-card combo, trust me. So the Adventure Line just helps facilitate, you know, the fragility of Spright, basically. Next replay is against a unknown Runick player. This is not someone I'm testing with. So I like those kind of duels because you get to see exactly what they do. So yeah, he's doing his Runick combo, doing Fountain, bringing out the, I believe it's called Munin, which on the end phase gives him 1,000 life points, and boom, there we go. The Ghost Ogre, which he calls by the graves. I don't know why I got excited. I can literally see his hand. But it's okay, it's Magical Musketeer Runick, which is interesting. Something I really want to play myself. I don't really agree with the Allure in the deck. I think that's just too many pieces and too many nice to have cards. But we'll see what he does. I believe I do win this game. So I'm excited to see how we break this board. Boom, there we go. There's the Brave Engine. Again, everything I just said is coming into play right now. Facilitating a lot of stuff. Being a blocker for the Gigantic Spright and things like that. So he's negating the blue. He made a huge misplay. Obviously, the Brave Engine clearly baited that. Even though it was a huge misplay from his part, he still baited it because it meant he had to waste his spell card. And the Gigantic wasn't... Griff was in hand. special the red. He does Runick Tip, Chain Link 2, Griffin, negate that shit, get it out of here. Drago back, bounce that card to the hand. Starter, boom, there we go. That's our full combo. Because remember, he didn't negate the Sprite Blue. He negated it before his effect activated because it didn't have an effect because we activated rights. And yeah, Runick Law, not the strongest card in the game and doesn't do enough. And clearly we just OTK the crap out of him. Oh, this is a very nice replay. Playing as branded Tearlament, a kind of deck that plays around D-Shifter. So when you D-Shift a branded Tearlament, they can play around it and they still end on a Mirror Jade type card, which is really cool. But I'm going first here. We're setting up a Gigantic. I believe we're doing the, okay, we're doing the Ibli lock. This is pre-Swap Frog, I want to say. So we're just doing the Ibli lock and focusing on that. Against a deck like Branded Tearlament, who don't run Link Monsters, obviously, because Branded Fusion shuts it down, you really see the power level that Ibli has. And this is just a showcase of the replays ended. This is just a showcase of the power level this deck has post-siding against a deck that has no Link outs. And if you have the, you know, if you have interaction face down or interaction waiting, you can just get rid of the Ibli really easily. The only out they really do have is Super Poly, which they would have to do in the battle phase after getting rid of the Ibli. But if they don't have that, they activate a card, Chain Link to IP, Chain Link 3 Elf, bring back the Ibli, IP Ibli, Link away, Ibli goes to them, and they're locked once again. So that's really cool. Okay, so, you know, in the interest of what is in the current format right now, what's represented, we're showing a replay against Runick Muskets. I believe we had this opponent previously. Why I'm showing this replay is just the craziness of a Chain Link 9 event, I guess. So we'll go through my combo here again. You know, I'm able to showcase this for you guys. This is the one Brave deck. Now, I've played a lot of Adventure decks, right? This is the one Adventure deck where you actually summon Temple a lot. So we'll keep going through in this one. Yeah, Gigantic, bring out, I believe, the Ibli. Okay, the red. And we're linking away for the IP, and that's our end board. What I've noticed in my previous builds of Adventure Spright and the latest one doesn't lose to Super Poly at all, whereas the current one does. So that's something I'm thinking about. I'm going to think about how to play around it more as time goes on. We'll press play now and watch the opponent absolutely fold all his cards down and realize he can't do anything. So here we go. Cross Domination is the negator. Red carrot negates. Runick Tip to search or bait. Griffin negate. He does a negate on that card. I do imperm, blocking the column. Destruction pops a back row for no reason. And he does a Smithing Storm because he knows he's about to lose, but he does a Banish 9, which I don't really care about anyway, because that is the game. Let's watch the Chain Link Resolve. Bang, bang, bang. Yep, yep, yep. And nice, there we go. That's game pretty much. He can't do anything. Even Max, I have the red as a negate, which is hilarious. Negate and destroy it. And one of the powerful things about Adventure Spright is you have so many negations on board. Yes, it loses to Dracula no more, but I'm making a meta call that we won't see too many of that card going forward. Maybe in Dark Blast we'll see it come back, I'm not sure. But I know it was popular because of the Toad Spright boards with Running Band. People assuming we won't make that. We definitely can. And we're starting off with Adventure Spright. One of the strongest hands that we've ever seen. Of course, Branded Opening and Temple was one of the most craziest combos back then. And I do have a deck profile for Brand Adventure if you're curious. But here we're showcasing the Swap Frog, sending the Temple and coming off like crazy. We have the Angler in hand, which means when Faithful sends it, we can bring out 2 Beavers. We have the Griffin in hand already. And this is just an insane hand, and I'm not sure the opponent deals with it. They do have Super Poly, but I still don't think they can break this board. So we'll keep playing and see what happens. So he's doing some sharing, having his stuff, trying to bait stuff probably. Or just fusion and get set up for his turn. What's funny about Tearlament is you keep playing and you realize it's not even, you're not even going second, but it looks like you're going second because they have a board set up, which is hilarious. I just think it's crazy that YuGiOh's gotten to a point where we can summon Stapelia and interact with the opponent's board on turn 0 for the opponent. But hey, that's YuGiOh, that's power creep for you. And then here we go, we're doing the Faithful combo, sending the Angler, bring out the 2 Beavers. Such a huge power spike for the deck. And for the longest time, I don't know why I wasn't playing this engine. Yes, it clashes because the Brave engine and the normal summon Beaver, but it's one card and you can really get around with it if you play the very efficient engine of 1 Angler and 2 Beavers. Continuing the combo, giving us the Draco back, bouncing the crap out of these cards. Griffin summon to just ensure we don't get Nibiru, basically. And then once Gigantic is on the board, we know we can bounce our Griffin back to hand safely to play around the Dark Blue no more. But in this case, we don't do. I just realized that. Nonetheless, we are negating the instant fusion, which is a huge start for the deck because he has a monster on board. Elf summons the Toad once again, getting ready for another negation. Now, I made a bit of a misplay here. I'm very aware of what Super Poly does, and I've learned the hard way about how strong the card is. So I shouldn't have summoned the Illegal Knight, I'll be honest, because what happens here, I trigger the Mill 5 from Kit Kalos. But nonetheless, we'll still continue. And yeah, there's the negate. But we are able to negate that Griffin, and we had the Imperm as backup, of course. I kept the Toad negate in case there was like a crazy spell. And yep. Yep, Toad as Beaver. That's an insane follow-up, which is 2 level 2s on board. Dark Ruler in the Imperm column. You love to see it. And that's the game. So this is a fun replay. We're talking about Spright, but we haven't actually played against Spright with this deck. So in this replay, I want to show exactly that. We're playing against the Dark Beckoning Beast version of the combo, which I think has lost a lot of its representation ever since it came out and, was talked about. Nonetheless, we'll keep going through the combo here. We are summoning the Illegal Knight, which is very interesting. I'm not sure why. Maybe this was post-siding, and sometimes okay, no, we have the Griffin right there. I'm just blind. We have 2 blues, which is awkward, but that means we can guarantee a blue search off the first blue, because remember, the rights stops normal summon effects. This was interesting. I didn't Griffin negate the Veiler because I'm scared of Nibiru. I'm just playing around it because if he Nibiru's, we lose. So I kept it and I figured, I can still extend. I don't need the Gigantic too much. So yeah, this is our board. Pretty decent board, I'd like to think. But we get Dark Rulered. And that is the bane of every Spright player's existence. But we're able to follow up. Activate the Smashers, not trigger his Triple Tactics talent. And there we go. Clearing the opponent's board, securing the game for us. He does Call By, which is a wicked target, I'll be honest. But I believe we still have enough to win the game because, there we go, the Illegal Knight Dracobat combo, one of my favorite combos in the game. And it doesn't look like we're playing Spright right now because of all this Brave stuff. But here we go, there's the Elf. Bring back the token. I love the Adventure Engine so much. I do actually have 3 OT Temples now, which is really nice as well. And then, yeah, bring out the 3200 Gigantic, the Gamma Burst. I didn't realize blue was negated, I forgot, which is a misplay. But that's enough to win game anyway, and that is a lot of damage. So that's just one of the, scenarios where we play against Spright and we actually have a really good matchup against them. Okay, so you've watched some replays, I've done some dual commentary, but now we're going to talk about the deck profile. This is what I've been testing, this is what I'm the most confident in. I just want to run through it very quickly. We are playing the Adventure Engine, we've got the Illegal Knight Griffin. Some people don't run Illegal Knight, I really like the card, I think it's amazing. Against Tear, it's really interesting when you can bounce stuff back and stop their fusion summoning, as well as getting rid of Kick Kalos and the Kaleido Heart. 3 blue, 1 carrot. I was a big believer in Pixies and a second carrot, but I've ended up taking them out for the Angler Frog engine, and those engines are amazing, so I'm glad I did that change. 3 Swap Frog, not 2. I did run 2 initially. 3 Swap Frog is great because you can get another one out if you're not scared of Super Poly, if you don't think they have it. But also, it's just another way of hard drawing it, because if you hard draw it, if you hard draw the Temple, you're loving it. That's max combo. Working with the Faithful Adventure discard, working with Foolish Burial, which you do have as a one-of, makes this card very interesting, which brings out the Nimble Beavers, which is a huge, huge advantage, and was one of the best cards to summon pre-ban list. Ibli as a lock, as an option. What I've realized is I go into the Toad more because it's better. It doesn't play into Super Poly as much. And we have a double negate, which is insane. I'll play the Ibli because I think this card is incredible, and in the right scenario, is going to be way better than a Toad. If we hard draw the Swap Frog, we can do the Ibli lock and set up a Dupe Frog, which means the opponent can't even get rid of, which means the opponent can never get rid of Ibli, which is just disgusting. So that might be something I do in the future. I might take out 1 swap for the Dupe Frog. We'll see. 3 DD Crow, it's just tier hate. It's a meta call. You can take out the Spell Canceller if you're scared of it and you have a lot of spells. There's a lot of versatility for the card, and it's not once per turn. And then we have 2 Prosperity, so I don't want 3. Because while we can banish 3 cards with Prosperity, we don't need to see it too much. We really just want to see 1 and resolve that 1 version. But we run 2 on the off chance we need the second one, and we see it. Gamma Burst I left last because card has amazing applications, and in a deck that is supposed to be very consistent, I think it works well. And yeah, there are times where I draw it, but from my testing, it just seems like it's a really good card. I'm a big fan of this card. This and Dicaster Phoenix is my favorite combo of Spright right now, and the fact you can banish it from grave, target a specific link level rank 2 and boost this attack means you can get rid of a lot of cards in the game like Stapelia. But what I know is the staple is the Zeus Downerd. Centaur is a very big question mark. We need the 1 Toad. I love Phoenix, that's why I'm running it. 2 Gigantic, 3 Elf, IP Dark, very standard. I'm thinking of running the Water Charmer, which I think is really good in the mirror match as well, and maybe against Tearlament. And then we have the Unicorn for the easy Ibli IP combo to give the Ibli back to the opponent. And then we have Avermax for Tearlament. If we read, they don't have the Zero Balls or Burrow Load. And then as a Spright player, you need Underworld. I feel like this card is a staple in the deck because you spam a lot of bodies on the board, and because you have low attacks, you sometimes can't even deal with the opponent. So what we do is we summon Underworld to get rid of that crowd. And that pretty much covers the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys liked the dual commentary. We did go over a few key matchups, a few key decks, and so much that Spright can do. And I think with the engine with the Brave engine. It just really facilitates that and makes it easier for us to deal with the opponent's stuff. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like. Helps the channel get noticed, helps people find out about it, and more importantly, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you can share this video, that would be great. A really nice option. Again, the Adventureland is just so good. Dances around all the weird non-monster interactions in the game. And for that reason, I think it's going to be really successful. And with that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.